Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajmain amma ba'd. Okay, how are you all students? Are you good? Right, everything okay? How's your job? How's your study? Everything good? Okay. I hope that you are doing well and everything okay. Right, in this ninth meeting, I would explain, or we're gonna learn together about idioms can be used in the conversation. So before we start to learn about this idiom, of course we wanna know what idioms are. Right, so here is the explanations of idiom. Idioms are some phrases which cannot be understood simply by looking at the meaning of the individual words in the phrase. So it means if we only understand from the phrase, sometimes we don't understand, because the meaning is not as the text mentioned, text written. Jadi idiom itu adalah gabungan kata atau frasa, phrase in English language, yang tidak bisa kita pahami maknanya hanya dengan secara teks saja. Ada makna di dalam itu. Nah, di dalam bahasa Indonesia contohnya ada kata misalkan kepala dingin. So we cannot translate to be cool head. Kepala dingin. Artinya apa? Artinya menghadapi sesuatu itu dengan tidak emosional. Ada kata seperti angkat kaki. So we cannot translate to be lift your foot. No. Mengangkat kaki. Angkat kakimu. Artinya bukan benar-benar mengangkat kaki, tetapi pergi. Dan masih banyak lagi idiom-idiom semacam itu. In English language also there are some idioms sometimes used in the conversation also. So in this occasion, in this meeting, we're gonna learn together about idioms can be used in the conversation. Are you ready? Sudah siap? Okay. The first is what? This is common used, under the weather. Under the weather, what does it mean? It means to feel ill. Kalau kita merasa tidak enak badan, bisa kita mengatakan under the weather. Or we hear the native speaker, they say I am under the weather. How are you? I am under the weather. It means that he doesn't feel okay. It means that he feels ill. Okay, the people like to talk about the weather, right? Especially in the small talk. But don't get confused by this common phrase. Jadi banyak orang, mereka suka untuk berbicara dengan basa-basi. Small talk, it means basa-basi. Di dalam small talk ini, in the small talk in English language, sometimes people they say, how is the weather outside? How was the weather yesterday? And so on. But don't get confused. This is totally different. Tetapi jangan bingung. Yang ini beda. Ketika orang mengatakan under the weather, it means not really weather outside. How was? It was sunny, for example. It was bright. It was rainy. It was cloudy, snowy, and so on. No. Foggy. No. Artinya bukan, di luar gimana cuacanya, hujan, mendung, dan lain sebagainya. But it means when somebody says under the weather, it means to feel ill, merasa tidak enak badan. I am under the weather. It means that I don't feel good today. So what is your response? Your response is not giving the umbrella to him, right? Nanti responsnya bukan ngasih payung, But the response is what? So you can say, I hope you feel better soon. Ya, harapannya saya berharap kamu cepat baik, and so on. So this is the response. Why? Because the meaning is not really talking about the weather, but the meaning is to feel ill, to feel not good, right? This is the first. Ini yang pertama. Yang kedua, the second is the ball is in your court. When somebody says the ball is in your court, what does it mean? It means it's up to you. Terserah kamu lah. Terserah kamu. It's your move now. The decision is yours. Keputusan ada di tanganmu. For example of sentence, I've done everything I can. Now the ball is in his court. Saya itu sudah melakukan apa yang saya bisa lakukan. Sekarang keputusan ada di tangannya, terserah dia. So this is the meaning of the ball is in your court. The ball is in his court, and so on. The ball is in my court because I who decide something. The decision is mine now, and so on. Now all we can do is to wait since the ball is in his court. Apa yang kita lakukan bisa kita lakukan sekarang, ya nunggu. Why? Kenapa? This is the example of sentence, right? Ini contoh kalimatnya. Why? Because the ball is in his court. Karena keputusan ada di tangannya sekarang. Do you want to stay or to leave your job? The ball is in your court. Kamu mau tetap kerja atau kamu mau keluar kerja, tinggalin kerjaan ini? The ball is in your court. It means it is your decision. You are the one who decide you're gonna stay here or to leave your job. Jadi keputusan ada di tangan kamu. So this is the meaning of the ball is in your court. Do you understand this? Alright, if you understand, we continue, right? Next one is spill the beans. Kalau kita artikan secara teks, menumpahkan kacang. Apa bisa kita pahami dengan menumpahkan kacang? Tidak. What does it mean? It means to give away a secret. To give away a secret. Artinya membocorkan suatu rahasia. To spill the beans. If you told someone about the own surprise party, you'd have spilled the beans or even let the cat out of the bag. The secret is out. Kalau misalkan kita mengasih tahu tentang surprise party, kemudian dibocorkan, maka idiomnya adalah to spill the beans. He spilled the beans. Someone must have spilled the beans about the surprise. Pasti ada orang yang membocorkan kejutan ini. So spill the beans. It means to give away the secret. Don't tell her any secrets. She always spills the beans. Jangan kasih tahu dia tentang rahasia-rahasia. Kenapa? She always spills the beans. Dia selalu bocorin rahasia. So this is the idiom. The meaning of spill the beans is to give away a secret. Next one is break a leg. What does it mean? It means to wish someone luck. Artinya mengharapkan kesuksesan atas seseorang. Semoga sukses. Good luck, the same meaning. Break a leg. This idiom is not all threatening. Jadi ini tidak mengancam, tidak bahaya. Break a leg bukan artinya menghancurkan kaki, bahaya. No. The meaning is to wish someone luck. Mengharapkan, mendoakan tentang kesuksesan seseorang. Semoga sukses. So this phrase basically originates from when successful theater performers would push so many times after a show that would break a leg. Jadi dulunya asalnya pemain pertunjukan teater itu mereka akan menjatuhkan kakinya beberapa kali ya untuk meminta cheer supaya orang mendoakan atau mensorai mendoakan tentang kesuksesan, mengharapkan kesuksesan di dalam pertunjukan itu. You have an exam tomorrow, break a leg. It means good luck. Mau ujian besok ada ujian, break a leg, semoga sukses di dalam melaksanakan ujian itu. Okay. Next one is pull someone's leg. What does it mean? It means to play a practical joke. Artinya ini hanya candaan saja, candaan yang biasa bercanda. This is the perfect place to learn if you are a fan of practical jokes. If you are a fan of practical jokes, so you can say this: pull someone's leg. You just pull my legs. Artinya kamu cuma canda sama saya. Okay. I'm sorry, I just pull your leg. Maaf, saya cuma canda. Okay. Relax, I'm just pulling your leg. Relax, saya hanya canda. Wait, are you pulling my leg? Tunggu. Kamu cuma canda kan? Okay, so this is the idiom you can use. Pull someone's leg. Or like this. If we hear the native speakers that says these idioms, we will not get confused anymore. Why? Because we know exactly the meaning of those idioms, right? Because those idioms usually used in the conversation also. Jadi kalau ada orang native speaker, mereka bilang dengan beberapa phrase atau idiom ini, kita tidak lagi bingung. Kenapa? Karena kita tahu, oh itu ternyata artinya. Okay. Next one, set on the fence. What is the meaning of set on the fence? This idiom. It means to be undecided. Tidak punya keputusan, bimbang di tengah-tengah. To be undecided. If you are set on the fence, ini artinya sebenarnya duduk di atas pagar. Nah, ini artinya orang bimbang, tidak punya keputusan apakah berpihak pada A atau berpihak pada B. So, not decided. Okay, which side of an argument you agree with? Argumen mana? Pendapat mana yang akan disetujui, diikuti? Ini maka dia tidak punya pilihan, bimbang, bingung. In his latest book, the writer sits on the fence on his significant issue. Nah, ini contohnya di dalam kalimat dalam buku yang terbaru, penulis itu bimbang, bingung, menentukan pendapatnya tentang isu-isu yang signifikan. By sitting on the fence, you are not able to solve the problem. Kalau kita tidak memihak, maka kita tidak akan bisa menyelesaikan problem. Maka harus diputuskan. Ini yang harus kita selesaikan. So, set on the fence, it means to be undecided. Artinya kalau kita bimbang, tidak memihak ke kiri, tidak memihak ke kanan, it means you just sit on the fence. Alright, so this is the idiom can be practiced in the conversation. Next one is through thick and thin. What does it mean? It means to be loyal no matter what. Often used to describe families. So this idiom often used to describe families, to explain about families, life in the families. Through thick and thin means that you are by each other's side no matter what happens. Through the bad times as well as good. Artinya selalu ada di sisi pasangan kita, apakah dalam keadaan senang, sedih atau senang, dalam keadaan baik atau tidak baik. To be loyal, setia, no matter what, apapun yang terjadi. Let's live together through thick and thin. That's the example. My parents have been married for 25 years through thick and thin. dalam suka atau duka. Orang tua saya sudah nikah 25 tahun, baik di dalam keadaan suka maupun duka. Apapun yang terjadi, mereka tetap setia. So, this is the idiom, through thick and thin. Try to understand this, and I believe 100% you understand this. Next one is once in a blue moon. It means rarely. Rarely, it means seldom. Jarang. Once in a blue moon. It means rarely. This phrase or this idiom is used to describe something that doesn't happen often. Jadi, idiom ini atau frasa ini digunakan untuk menerangkan sesuatu itu tidak terjadi terus, tidak selalu terjadi. That doesn't happen often. Example, she just sings once in a blue moon. She just sings once in a blue moon. It means rarely sings. He comes here once in a blue moon. It means rarely come here. Jadi jarang kesini. He comes here once in a blue moon. It means rarely. Jarang datang kesini. Next one, take it with a pinch of salt. Take it with a pinch of salt. What does it mean? Pinch of salt, pinch, itu sebenarnya artinya sejimpit daripada garam. Don't take it seriously. Artinya kalau kita mau mengatakan jangan terlalu serius. Take it with a pinch of salt. Jangan terlalu serius. Don't take it too seriously. I heard the elephants can fly. Saya dengar ada gajah bisa terbang. Sorry. Take it with a pinch of salt. Jangan serius-serius, tidak ada gajah itu bisa terbang. It means don't take it too seriously. Jangan terlalu serius dengan ucapan saya. So this idiom can be used for you if you practice conversation in English language. Or maybe, yes, once again I say, if you hear the native speaker, they say this phrase, they say this idiom, so you understand what does it mean. Next one, number 10, come rain or shine. Come rain or shine. What does it mean? It means no matter what. So this idiom, this phrase, the meaning of this idiom is no matter what. You guarantee to do something regardless of the weather or any other situation that may arise. I'll be at your football game come rain or shine. Apapun yang terjadi, saya akan ada di pertandinganmu, pertandingan sepak bolamu, apapun yang terjadi, no matter what. It means no matter what. So you can use this phrase also if you want to say no matter what. Next one is go down in flames. It means to fail spectacularly. Spectacularly. What does it mean to fail spectacularly? It means hancur lebur, babak belur. So this is what we can understand from this idiom, from this phrase. I thought I had the chance at winning the race, but I went down in flames. Saya pikir saya punya kesempatan untuk memenangkan pertandingan. Ternyata saya babak belur, hancur lebur, gagal total. Don't invest in that company, it is going down in flames. Jangan berinvestasilah di perusahaan itu. Karena kenapa? Karena perusahaan itu akan bangkrut, akan hancur. Maka jangan berinvest di sana. We really thought that our teams was going to win, but we went down in flames. Saya pikir tim kita akan menang, tetapi ternyata hancur lebur. So this is the meaning of go down in flames, to fail spectacularly. Next one, number 12. You can say that again. What does it mean? It means that's true. You can say that again. Ini kalau kita terjemahkan sebenarnya artinya kamu bisa mengatakannya lagi. Bisa kamu katakan lagi? Gitu. Example, somebody says it's hot. Wah, ternyata udaranya panas nih. Kemudian kita mengatakan, oh ini panas nih. Dia bilang, you can say that again. Teman kita bilang, you can say that again. Dikiranya kita itu, kamu bisa mengatakannya lagi. Kita bilang, it's hot. Panas udaranya. You can say that again. Kita bilang lagi, wah enggak rampung-rampung, enggak selesai-selesai. Karena artinya bukan coba kamu katakan lagi, bukan. It means that's true. It means that we agree what he says. Kita itu agree, kita sependapat dengan apa yang dia katakan. Oh ini memang panas. Iya memang, kamu benar. So in English language, you can say that again. So this is the idiom usually used by the native speaker when they have conversation in English language. Right? Do you understand here? Okay. Next one is which one? Beat around the bus. What is the meaning of beat around the bus? It means avoid saying something. Avoid saying something. Okay. Like, okay, I just straight to the explaining to the example here. Don't beat around the bus. Tell me the truth. Artinya jangan muter-muter aja. Jangan bertele-tele. Beat around the bus. Don't beat around the bus. Jangan muter-muter. Jangan bertele-tele. Tell me the truth. Okay. Tell me the truth. For example, yes. Contohnya misalkan, kamu hari ini puasa. Oh, ya tadi pagi saya pergi ke pasar, kemudian saya melihat ada orang jualan. Nah ini kan muter-muter namanya. Okay. Tell me the truth. Straight to the point. Okay. Don't beat around the bus. Did he say the important thing in the discussion? Apakah ini misalnya, apakah dia mengatakan sesuatu yang penting dalam diskusi itu? No, he beats around the bus. Enggak. Ngomongannya cuma muter-muter aja. Enggak jelas, bertele-tele. So in English language you can use this idiom. Beat around the bus. Right. It means bertele-tele. Next one is hit the sack. What does it mean? Hit the sack. It means go to bed. If you want to go to bed, so you can say hit the sack. I wanna hit the sack. I'm really exhausted. I'm really tired. So I wanna hit the sack. It means that I wanna go to bed. Right. The next one is miss the boat. It means too late. Too late. I forgot to apply for my study abroad program. Now I have missed the boat. I want to submit my exam paper, sir. Sorry, you missed the boat. Ada orang bilang, mahasiswa bilang misalkan, oh saya mau submit sekarang, kemarin saya lupa submit. You missed the boat. Telat mengirim tugasnya, telat mengirim ujiannya. Ini misal saja begitu. You missed the boat. I'm sorry you missed the boat. Okay, next one is, and this I think will be the last, by the skin of your teeth. It means just barely. Hampir saja, nyaris artinya. You made, contohnya langsung, you made it to the airport by the skin of your teeth. Kamu sampai di bandara nyaris saja, mungkin nyaris saja pesawatnya sudah terbang. We finished the project by the skin of our teeth. Jadi nyaris saja proyek itu tidak terselesaikan. They avoided the accident by the skin of their teeth. Mereka terhindar daripada accident. Hampir saja, artinya mereka hampir saja terkena accident itu. Nyaris terkena accident by the skin of your teeth. So those are some phrases usually used in the conversation. Nah itu tadi adalah idiom ya, frasa-frasa yang digunakan di dalam conversation. Seperti yang saya sampaikan tadi, di dalam bahasa Indonesia pun seringkali kita menggunakan itu. Kita harus diskusi dengan kepala dingin. Apakah kepala kita betul-betul dingin, dikasih es? Ternyata tidak. Kita harus angkat kaki dari sini. Apakah kita mengangkat kaki saja? Artinya kita pergi. Adu mulut, apakah mulutnya diadu? Tidak, tetapi ada makna di balik itu, yaitu apa? In English language is fighting. Jadi kalau orang bertengkar itu dalam bahasa Indonesia kita biasa sering dengan adu mulut. Nah, ini juga nanti kalau suatu ketika teman-teman sekalian akan mengambil namanya TOEFL test. Ini ada di bagian listening, itu ada nanti memahami tentang idiom. Jadi di dalam listening itu ada short conversation yang isinya ada orang ngomong, kemudian disusul orang satu lagi ngomong, nanti yang speaker yang kedua ini dia akan menyampaikan idiom. Nanti di situ jawabannya ada 4 jawaban, apa artinya. Nah, maka ini penting, tidak saja di dalam conversation, untuk tes itu sering ada materi yaitu idiom. This I think what I can explain to you. Let's end the lesson by reciting Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. If you still confused, you still don't understand, you can call me or you can send me a message. Thank you very much and good luck. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.